The report on impeachment is out, and the Democrat-led committee that delivered it says the evidence is overwhelming. The chair of the Intelligence Committee says the report concludes President Trump abused his power, that he placed his own personal and political interests above the national interests of the United States.
This is the result of a president who believes that he is beyond indictment, beyond impeachment, beyond any form of accountability, and indeed above the law. And that is a very dangerous thing for this country.
News of the report dropped as President Trump was meeting NATO members in London.
I think Adam Schiff is a deranged human being. I think he grew up with a complex for lots of reasons that are obvious. I think he's a very sick man, and he lies. Adam Schiff made up my conversation with the president of Ukraine.
Well, there are 300 pages to this impeachment report. Our Washington Bureau Chief Jackson Proskow has been looking through it. Jackson, take us through it. How does it implicate President Trump?
Well, Donna, the report is a summary of all the evidence we've heard and some we didn't hear from the past few weeks of testimony. It really focuses on two key allegations: presidential abuse of power and obstruction of the investigation. And it says in no uncertain terms that President Trump personally and acting through agents within and outside of the U.S. government solicited the interference of a foreign government, Ukraine, to benefit his reelection. It goes on to say the evidence of the president's misconduct is overwhelming, and so too is the evidence of his obstruction of Congress. And there is new evidence here, including damning phone logs which show the contacts between the White House and all of the players who've been implicated. All of this centered around Rudy Giuliani, Trump's personal lawyer, who was essentially pushing this pressure scheme on Ukraine. It's worth noting, though, that Devin Nunes, who's the ranking Republican who's been part of the impeachment investigation, is also implicated in those phone records here, Donna.
And Jackson, now that the report's out, the next steps will play out quite quickly. What happens now?
This is going to the Judiciary Committee tomorrow, where experts, constitutional and legal experts, will be questioned on whether the conduct outlined here is grounds for impeachment. After that, the committee will work to draft articles of impeachment against Trump for specific offenses. Experts see at least two of them here: obstruction and abuse of power. There could likely be more, though. Democrats, though, are also caught in a bit of an internal debate as to whether or not they try and bring in more evidence and build an even stronger case, or simply push forward to a full House vote with what they have, knowing that Republicans in the Senate are unlikely to remove Trump from office. Timing, with Christmas looming, will probably push Democrats to act sooner than later.
And President Trump, of course, has called this whole thing a witch hunt. What's the response from the White House today?
You heard the president there brushing it all aside, as he has for so long now, without really addressing the substance of the allegations. The White House spokesperson simply said that, quote, the report reads like the ramblings of a basement blogger. Donna?
All right, Jackson Proskow in Washington, thanks.